On this day, October 15, 1875, they communicate the donation of a clock for the Parish Church. On October 15, 1875, the Municipal Secretary of the City of Tegucigalpa, Licenciado Rafael Alvarado Manzano, acting on behalf of the Building Corporation of this term, addressed the Minister of the Interior of the government of General Ponciano Leiva, stating that Mr. Salvador Díaz had offered to give a good watch for the Parish Church, current Cathedral of Tegucigalpa, with the dimensions required by the respective tower. It notified that Mr. Díaz would make the aforementioned donation under the condition that he be exempted from the performance of any public office, and especially those that could be conferred on him at his home, from the aforementioned date of 1875 to the year of 1882 inclusive. Mr. Alvarado Manzano expressed in the note to which we are referring that the municipality of Tegucigalpa, lacking the resources to replace the clock of the parish that was very old and was completely ruined, abounded in desire to accept the offer of Mr. Díaz, but in the inability to guarantee the conditions demanded by him, he appealed to the government, begging him to give him his support in this matter of such importance for the neighborhood of which 5 years later would be the capital of Honduras. It also said, the note of Alvarado Manzano, Secretary of the Municipality of Tegucigalpa, that the difficulties existing with regard to the elective jobs that the corporation intended to avoid as far as possible that fell in Tegucigalpa to the aforementioned Mr. Díaz, were well understood, and that he hoped that the Supreme Government would lend its cooperation so that the citizen reluctant to serve the interests of the country would not be entrusted with jobs of another nature. The Tegucigalpan Municipal Secretary ended by requesting that in the remote event that Mr. Díaz was required to perform any destiny, he be admitted to resign, either by the respective governor office or by the Supreme Government. All this was proposed to do the Municipal Corporation of Tegucigalpa in favor of Mr. Díaz, so that he would give him the promised watch. In modern times, perhaps Mr. Díaz would not have offered the gift in exchange for being exempted from charges, but would have done so in order to be even appointed bailiff. The times of yesterday were completely different from those of today. Then you paid not to serve, today you pay to serve. This was a day in the history of Honduras.